What is up, guys? Brian the Geek here, and today it's here, the Rings of Power full trailer. And so I'm gonna go ahead and react and give my commentary, and we'll see if I feel like there's hope for the series or if I feel like it's gonna be hot garbage like a Halo series. Well, let's get into it.
There was a time when the world was so young.
Like, visually it's good. They're giving that little Howard Shore motif.
But even then, there was light.
Come to me, lands far away.
Elves have forests to protect. Dwarfs their minds. Men their fields of grain.
Okay, that's weird because it looks like everybody's literally like in sync.
We're safe.
You have fought long enough, Galadriel. Put up your sword.
I think this is the first time we've heard Elrond speak.
The question now is where?
It is over.
You have not seen what I've seen.
I have seen my share.
Okay. That's a little bizarre. I'm not sure how that connects to Lord of the Rings.
Darkness will march over the face of the earth. It will be the end not just of our people, but all peoples.
I am sorry, but their time has come.
The past is with us all.
The past is dead. We either move forward or we die with it.
This could be the beginning of a new era.
That is such dirty feet. Like I don't know. I'm not sure what I feel. Doesn't give me the hype levels that I'm hoping for this show. It just doesn't. I'm really hoping that I'll be wrong, but it just not feeling. I don't get that Lord of the Rings. I don't even get, like, even when I watched the Halo trailer, I got a little more excited about that. When I watched Witcher trailers, real excited about that. I remember like the feeling when I'd watched the Lord of the Rings trailers as a kid, like holy moly, I think I watched those trailers like 50 times before each movie came out, especially like Return of the King. I don't get like that, ooh, I need this in my life kind of feel, which, maybe it'll be cool, maybe it won't, I don't know. But I remain skeptical. I don't see really, I wanted more of like what the story was gonna be, not just these vague, big proclamation lines of, I've seen horrible things, or we are all of each other. Like, we know that the story is gonna be something about like the forging of the rings and that, era, but I wanted a little bit more. I feel like I don't really have a sense of what the first season's gonna be about. Like, where does it start? It seems like we're starting with Warrior Galadriel, and Elrond's like, hey, give it up. I don't necessarily feel that dynamic that well. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't necessarily feel it with those two. Obviously I'm coming from a place where like my Elrond is very much the Peter Jackson Elrond. How can you top Hugo Weaving? He's just so epic as Elrond, and I'm not sure how I feel seeing more of young Galadriel's acting. Not sure how I feel, you know, that with Kate Blanchett or the even more stoic Tolkien version of Galadriel. I'm not really sure how I'm feeling as far as that portrayal. I'll have to see, again, actually getting into the show, if my feelings are different. If I think, oh yeah, this actually has way more potential. I really actually like their performances. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be feeling that, or if it's gonna kind of be like, ooh, yeah, about that. Again, I keep coming back to, like, a lot of it visually looks really good. They did try and keep a similar aesthetic to the Peter Jackson films in many cases. There's sometimes it looks a little cheap, but, you know, very reminiscent of those big sweeping Peter Jackson shots. I presume that that's supposed to be Rivendell. It's obviously a little different design of Rivendell, if it is indeed Rivendell, but I don't hate it. Obviously it's, you know, like 3,000, 4,000 years prior to Lord of the Rings, so I'm fine with that. Okay, this shot bothers me because literally everybody is working at the exact same pace, coordinated, and it looks weird. Like, it just looks too coordinated. And the Harfoots, again, I'm not sure. I feel like I have to see, because obviously there's nothing really to reference them against, certainly in this era, because they didn't exist in Tolkien's world. So we'll see if they're actually any good. I'm gonna really try and judge this story based on the story it's trying to tell, and if I'm entertained, and if it's good. Kind of as much as I tried to do that with Halo as well. You know, it's tough because you love the material, and I do plan to revisit a lot of the Tolkien material in the month and a half or so before this drops on Amazon, so that I can be a little more fresh on it and give a little bit more of a fair, objective, like, yeah, this was nothing like Tolkien's work, or yeah, this felt like Tolkien. Again, we've got Warrior Galadriel, we've got Elrond. I still don't know how I feel about, like, the Elrond look, and Galadriel. Again, I don't know how I feel about Galadriel, other than that the actress is gorgeous. I think I could say that. She's just gorgeous, so, you know, I'm not gonna mind when she's on screen. Keeping it real, folks. But this sequence, I just don't really understand if this is some weird vision. This doesn't feel Tolkien-esque. This feels generic, crazy fantasy vision to me, not Tolkien-esque. And the boats are really pretty. This is a really pretty shot. Some of these Rivendell shots feel a little cheap. The orcs, let me look at these orcs again. This is our first, like, non-photo look at the orcs. I don't know, something about this shot I'm not fully buying. Obviously it's a wide shot, but it just doesn't feel overly, like, epic. I don't know, like, it just kind of looks a little cheap for some reason to me. Still weirded out by the birds. Like, I'm not sure what's up with, like, that climbing the ice cliff deal. You know, it feels kind of like they're trying to tap into that Game of Thrones sort of nostalgia, where it's like, remember that time that Jon Snow climbed the thing and did the thing? I don't know. And again, I'm getting not really Lord of the Rings elves vibes, much more Witcher or just generic fantasy elf vibes here. This shot also felt kind of cheap. I'm not exactly sure why. It just sort of didn't feel, I think it has something to do with, like, the armor plating and stuff doesn't feel as grounded as, like, the Lord of the Rings, not quite as detailed, or like as detailed as Game of Thrones. There's a lot going. This guy looks a lot like Deagle. I'm sure it's not, but he just, like, has that Deagle vibe for me from, like, Return of the King, for the one scene he was in. Not sure necessarily what's up with all this. Okay, this looks weird to me. This does not feel Lord of the Rings. Again, the dwarves look good. Looks like some of the action potentially looks good. Okay, why are these feet so nasty? Like, come on. The Harfoots wouldn't be that nasty. Come on now. Come on. It's just, it's strange. I think I'm coming back to it just doesn't quite feel right. And I know there's people who are very excited about this. And that's not to disparage your opinion at all. And I know there's people who are like, this is complete, absolute trash. I'm not even going to give it a chance. I'm going to shred it. And that's also a totally valid opinion, especially if you're very, very familiar with Tolkien's works. And you know, this, you can see from the trailer that like this, and this are wrong. Absolutely valid. For me, I'm still gonna give it a shot. I still am gonna commit to watching the whole first season, partly for this channel and partly just because I'm curious. And we'll see. But it's definitely gonna be very interesting to kind of see if this falls, if this feels Witcher, Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, or more like the Halo series where everything is just hot garbage, looks beautiful, but is hot garbage. So anyway, let me know what you think. Give me your opinions below. I loved all of the discourse that I had on my Rings of Power teaser for the teaser trailer. And that's super fun. I love interacting with everybody, so feel free to leave those comments below, and I will catch you in the next video.